Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Well, everyone, with zero warning, it's suddenly the holidays.
Wow.
This awful year has flown by while somehow simultaneously dragging on forever. And in what almost feels like a cosmic insult, this episode will be airing on Christmas Eve. I've had a hell of a time experiencing any holiday feels myself, and I know I'm not alone. There's no cheer with Ravir, and there damn sure isn't any peace or goodwill, not after that election anyhow. Quite topical. Nonetheless, to quote the narrator from The Grinch, it came just the same, which means lots of families got the festive challenge of figuring out holiday shopping in a world where everyone lost their jobs and nobody can or should go to a store. Naturally, this led many to buy presents online, even more than ever before, and nothing quite describes the state of our nation or the holidays themselves in our plague-ravaged hellscape better than a recent piece of investigative journalism that I bet you all missed.
Oh.
That's right, an anonymous Vice News correspondent embedded undercover as an Amazon warehouse employee during the 2020 holiday peak season has released details after bearing witness to a hush-hush internal ritual of sorts previously unknown outside the company. During one of this reporter's shifts, a sharp blast from an Aztec death whistle prompted all associates to pause in their labors and look upwards, where none other than Amazon founder Jeff Bezos stood upon a catwalk overlooking the operations floor. Bezos then wordlessly produced a flintlock pirate pistol and fired downwards, fatally striking an employee who was seemingly selected at random, before withdrawing again just as mysteriously. Operators from the Fire Stick trauma team swooped in to bag the remains and direct everyone to return to work, which shockingly everyone did as though they'd seen this all before. Evidently, Bezos is known to just do this periodically at whichever fulfillment plant he finds himself closest to and the need strikes him. And when confronted with the allegations after the story, he remained surprisingly aloof, referring to his fulfillment center employees as the below people.
Oh my God.
Bezos stated, "If I do not now and then kill one of them, they will forget who I am. Make sure to do your holiday shopping through Amazon Smile so you can pretend some money went to charity or whatever. I forget how it works." No charges will ever be filed. Happy holidays, one and all, from Frankenstein Control. What you got that's Crimbus related?
Oh, it's Frankenstein Control. I am your host and off-season Santa, Taylor Russell. To my right is Eggnog Ship.
I'm Eggnog Ada, and I used to be an elf, and then I escaped by digging a tunnel to the opposite side of the world with toy spoons.
That took a long time.
It did.
And in front of me, as always, straight from the island of Misfit Toys, it's B-Rye.
I'm B-Rye, and I'm that gun that shoots jelly or whatever.
That's right, kids. Merry Christmas Eve. Grease up the candy cane and hop on. It's time for a holiday hootenanny, courtesy of your very own Frankenstein Control. Hope you're using this time traveling. Just kidding. You better be the fucking at home or like very local. And I'm definitely not doing anything hypocritical to that notion on Christmas. Definitely not. I'm at home right now. Trust me.
You are at home.
I am. Well, now I am as of recording. But shut up, you right? It's Christmas. Fucking, it's our greatest hits. Here we go. Bing Crosby. Oh, Christmas thing, baby. Whoa. And now look over there. It's Felix Rodriguez. Feliz Navi. What? I'm not him. Why'd you call me that? It's racist. And others. More to come with our Christmas special at Frankenstein Contrizzle Troll. Roll up that Twizzler and smoke it. Rudolph's a coming. Help!
So you mentioned Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby is in a Christmas movie called White Christmas. It's a very old Christmas movie, and I know I'm gonna tread softly here because I know that that movie is a dearly beloved Christmas film to some of our regular listeners, as well as my own family. My dad's side of the family, like that was the movie they always watched every year, which is why my dad never showed it to me because he had been sick of it for 45 years.
Yeah.
And my dad has two sisters, and of course, naturally, both of them always sang the Sisters, Sisters song from that movie and annoyed him. They sung it partially because they liked it in a Christmas fashion and also because they knew it got on his fucking nerves. So
Siblings.
Yep.
Leave me alone with that Christmas song. Bah! I'm gonna kick your stock.
Stupid, and I shouldn't be laughing as hard as I am. No, but recently, Lissa and I were, as I mentioned, it's hard right now, feeling like it's the holidays and feeling like the nostalgic, good Christmas feels or holiday feels or whatever. Be honest, I'm fucking atheist, obviously, but we celebrate the fun parts of it.
Yeah.
The presents part, and the get together and eat food part, and the eggnog part, and the eggnog part, and lots of eggnog part.
Oh, I have eggnog at home. I can drink that when I get there.
Sweet gluttonous nog. There's a reason I never buy any of my own. Is because it would be gone in a day, and I'd be dead in a ditch.
Well,
dead in a diabetic ditch.
And the two would be unrelated.
And they would be unrelated.
No,
it's just my years of bad decisions. It wasn't just that eggnog.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. You've been on a train wreck. Nobody would be surprised to hear if you're passing. Everyone would be sad, but everyone would be like, oh.
I knew it. It's about time, really.
Anyhow, Lissa and I were, trying to recapture some of that Christmas nostalgia with limited success.
Watching that movie?
Yeah, we watched. It's on Netflix. You can watch it for free. White Christmas. It's on there.
I mean, you gotta pay for Netflix.
Yeah, but paying for Netflix is optional. There are other ways. But
if you use our sponsor, NordVPN. Don't forget to, while you're waiting for NordVPN to download, don't forget to boot up your phone and play Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh God, no!
If you want that soundtrack in its full glory, you better be listening on your Raycon E24 head earbuds.
Too real.
Pop them in and listen to your favorite racist singing Christmas music. Have I been cynical enough yet? Merry Christmas,
is there a reason it's called White Christmas?
Is there, B-Rye?
Well, there's only one black guy in the entire movie, and
he gets chopped in the back with an axe by Jack Nicholson?
No. I forgot about that.
Oh, man.
Is The Shining a Christmas movie?
Yes.
I'm legitimately concerned. Like,
The Shining is now my favorite Christmas movie.
Right next to Die Hard.
Yes. And Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. No, but we were trying to capture some Christmas feels, so I was like, you know what, honey? You've mentioned White Christmas before because you've seen, a reference or two to it here and there. And I know that, like, my family always watched it, so why don't we go ahead and watch White Christmas and see if we can recapture any, like, little bit of Christmas feels, I forgot how much of that movie has nothing at all to do with Christmas. Do you know the plot of the movie at all?
I have never even heard of this movie.
It's a movie starring Bing Crosby and some other guy from the 50s who's probably famous, but I don't know his name.
Some other guy. Mr. Guy.
Bing Crosby.
Guy Sensei.
Yes. Guy Sensei. It's starring Bing Crosby and Guy Sensei. And there are some bits in the movie that didn't age super well.
Oh, no.
We'll get to those later if I remember them, but long story, because the movie's fucking 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Long story short, the movie, in broad strokes, is about some soldiers in World War II, one of whom, I guess back in civilian life, was like a renowned nightclub singer and entertainer dude. And,
played by Bing Crosby.
Played by Bing Crosby.
What's going on? Let me sing you a song.
If the Germans bomb us, you can take cover under my ears.
Time to develop an alcohol problem and beat my children. Allegedly, hubba-boo.
they're at the German front, and it's Christmas Eve, and he's doing a little Christmas show for the troops, you know.
Nah.
And,
He is a regular Bob Hope.
Yes, and their general, whom they all love, is like being replaced by this some chode who's being shipped in from command or whatever.
It was the general.
Yeah, it's the general from the Shack Auto Commute. It's him.
They didn't use CG, but he still looks like CG.
God. This movie's getting better and better.
You're walking down the street in Cyberpunk, and you see the general walking.
And then you look up in the sky, and there's a big giant hot dog Dachshund flying rigidly towards you.
Yeah. Anyhow, they're like, oh, well, old general man, sir, it was an honor to serve under your command, sir. We just want you to know that, we're proud to have served with you. And he's like, all right, carry on with your Christmas show. And then some bombing happens, and it's not too severe, and a brick wall falls down, and the other main star of the movie saves Bing Crosby's character from like the collapsing rubble, and then he's like, oh, for saving my life, I'll grant you a Bing Crosby wish. and
I don't know why that was so funny.
He has a lot more restrictions than the genie from Aladdin.
But it's still a Bing Crosby wish.
Yeah. And the guy basically says, look, I've been writing some songs that I like. I know you're an entertainer back in the States. I want to perform with you when you get back home. So he's like, all right, I guess so.
And that's how Martin and Lewis started.
Yeah, so basically they come back from the war and they become a successful duo act. And then they meet these two sisters who are an act themselves. And, of course, romance clumsily ensues, and it takes fucking forever. And eventually they take an impromptu train trip, and they go to Vermont. And they end up at the ski lodge, and by random fucking chance, the ski lodge is owned by the retired old general that they all loved. And they're like, oh, by golly, we have to call up this. I can't do Bing Crosby. It just turns into Hank Hill. just picture Hank Hill's like, Bobby, we're going to have to put on a show for the general. He's like, why don't we...
Hank, you gotta put on a show for the general.
Oh, God. So
God.
They call up Dale, Bill, and Boomhauer, and they call up all the boys from the squad back in the wartime, and they're like, let's put on a show for the general. And
to save some time.
Yeah, and it'll be a surprise thing for him. So because they staged this, it's one of those let's put on a show movies. Yeah, and then so most of the movie is dedicated to the staging of the big production, the show they're going to put on, and it's going to simultaneously be a surprise for the general to honor him, and like, look, it's all the boys from the old unit. We're here to support you, old man, as well as to like draw attention to his business, which isn't doing too well. They're successful in both endeavors, and it's heartwarming. But it takes forever to get there, and a lot of it has nothing to do with Christmas. And a lot of it, they're singing all these really like I'm sure they were like popular. They were probably popular songs from like both Bing and that other guy's acts at the time. And it's like that's what people want to see. They're turning up to a movie with their favorite people, and they want to see those songs.
Hold on, this is going to be the moment where I reveal myself to be a massive idiot for the 11th time. Is this movie where the song comes from?
I think so.
Oh my God.
I won't confirm because someone will probably fact check me and I'll look like a massive fucking dope. Is there a point in the movie
where Bing just walks up to the mic and he's like, this here's a song dedicated to my good old friend, the general. He'll help you save some time. Ba-ba-ba-boo. I'm dreaming. Yeah, okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Exactly that. And I believe it even caps off the movie. Like he sings it during the movie, and then he sings it at the end, and they're all like
during the DreamWorks dance party.
Yeah, during the DreamWorks dance party, and the DreamWorks. Oh my God! Oh, it took me a minute. Oh man, yes.
Fucking Bing Crosby doing the robot with other meme dances.
Yeah.
Fucking Perry Como's in the background doing Gangnam Style.
Yeah, so that happens, and it quite possibly is where the song came from. It might not be. Don't know for sure. And I
Check
won't
your
commit
history
either
books
way.
at home and don't listen to us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
listen to us, just don't trust us.
The movie's really fucking long, and it has some parts that are a little hard to watch, and a little bit not cool by modern standards.
Yeah.
Because the movie's from like 1950.
Right.
There's one line in a song. Fortunately, they do not show anything related to this. But there is a song containing the line, "Boy, I'd love to see a good old-fashioned minstrel show."
Ah. Well, he's talking about the minstrels of old, of ye olden times, where they would go around in their garish rags and play on their lute.
Yes.
That's what he's referring to, clearly.
Obviously.
You can go to the Renaissance Festival and watch one.
But as we're sitting here watching this extremely long movie, and we're not getting a super huge Christmas feels, and we're getting a little bit more of like the occasional ugh. And I was like, "Well, Sonny, honey, I'm kind of sorry. I feel like I misled you. I watched this movie all of one time 11 years ago when I was probably drunk." So, because we watched it, the only time I ever remember watching it all the way through was one of my family's Christmas. Well, there was one year where there was a couple of years where my whole family rented out a beach house in the Outer Banks, and that's where we did Christmas. Mm-hmm. And since we were all there and we weren't going anywhere, everyone got massively drunk all the time. And at one point, they were like, "Hey, let's watch White Christmas because it's Christmas time and it's our family tradition. And Kevin, you can't escape it because we're all here." And Dad's like, "All right."
He's like, "Boop."
Yeah, and so we watched it then, and I watched it, and I enjoyed watching it in the family tradition because I was probably drunk. And
maybe that's why it's a family tradition, is everybody can watch it while they're plastered and not feel like they're missing anything.
I'm dreaming
That's
of
a real
white Russian.
that is a more realistic probability than you might think.
Yeah.
I believe that was also the only I believe that was the same Christmas where me and my two cousins, I have two cousins, and we were like, I won't say their names on here.
Jesse and James.
Yeah, Jesse and James. They're both girls though.
Jesse's a girl's name.
Yes. So we were hanging out. We're like, this house is full of old people. Like, we're the young people. We got to do something cool. Like, let's go see a movie. Like, hey, look, Google Maps says there's a movie theater in town. Let's drive to the movie theater because we got to get out of the house because we're the young people.
And it isn't COVID time yet.
And it isn't COVID. It's 11 years before COVID. So, but like the only movie that was like showing was Valkyrie. Tom Cruise's Valkyrie, the Nazi movie.
Oh my God.
So that's what we watched. We watched a weird Tom Cruise Nazi movie during Christmas at the movie theater because that's all there was to go see.
That's the one where he's tasked with killing Hitler with a bomb in a suitcase, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Project
yes,
Valkyrie. Yeah.
That's the one. So that was the one where my cousins and I drove to the movie theater and watched the weird Nazi movie with Tom Cruise because that's all there was to see. And then we drove back home and probably got drunk and watched White Christmas.
When you left White Christmas was playing, you went to the movie theater, watched Valkyrie, came back, and it's still playing.
And it was the same playthrough.
Yeah, exactly.
A very real possibility.
Exactly.
There was one Christmas where I watched A Christmas Story. I would say in upwards of 6 times in a row.
Oh yeah, well that's a good one.
Well, like literally back to back. Like because
was it because they do that marathon?
Yeah, a 24-hour Christmas Story marathon, and I think it was the last Christmas that like I ever got like fun gifts. And after that, it was just mostly like, gift cards, handshakes, and cigars.
Yeah. Here's alcohol.
Cigars maybe a little later, but but that was a Christmas that I got this big ass Lego kit. It was awesome. It was the fucking Trade Federation.
Oh, what are those mega battleships with the balls in the middle?
Oh no, not one of those. God no, that would be a huge set. No, this was those battle droids that have the 2 wheels, the 2 big donut wheels, and all the missile launchers on them.
Oh, the droidicas?
No, not a droidica. They're like siege engines. They're big. They got like 2 giant rings for wheels. And they
Oh shit! Yeah, those things are fucking rad.
So I got a Lego kit of that, and I spent an inordinate amount of time just building that kit. And I took like before all the gift giving, the marathon was going. It was just on the TV, and then as the gift giving was happening, it was on in the background. And then as everybody was drunk from after dinner, it was on in the background. And then as everyone go to bed, it's on in the background. And then late into the night, where I'm building the fucking Lego set, it's still on. And I watched that fucking movie like 6 times, and it's a good movie. I don't think I could ever watch it again.
Yeah.
It was a kind of its own form of torture in a weird way. Especially because, you're at your grandparents' house. You don't know how to change the fucking channel.
Yeah.
Like, the remote controls in anyone else's house but yours is made of 8 billion buttons.
Yeah.
None of them marked. All of the buttons have been rubbed off with some sort of sinister eraser.
And if you press any of them other than the power button, it permanently turns to static.
Yes, and not just static, but like house-waking, neighbor-waking loud static. That kills small wildlife in a small radius around your house. It's so loud. And then your dad comes down, he's like, what the fuck's going on? And you're like, ah! Your ears are bleeding. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Taylor, you mentioned handshakes for Christmas. Could you elaborate on that?
No, I just thought it'd be a funny thing to say.
No, doesn't your family do the thing where they're like, give me a handshake?
Oh,
and
yeah. They do the money handshake.
Yeah.
Where if they want to give you money, they'll put it in the palm of their hand and give you a handshake.
That's funny. That's a very your family thing to do.
Yeah. I think that's really cute.
It's pretty good.
You reminded me of I have not remembered the existence of those wheel battle droids in forever.
Oh, man.
And I remember, like, they weren't a vehicle. They were an autonomous droid in and of themselves.
Yeah, they were a
but
droid.
You could drive them in Battlefront 2 for some reason.
What?
Yeah, if you walked up to one on the battlefield and you pressed the enter vehicle button, you would assume control of it.
You become the droid.
Yeah.
You sacrifice your humanity for brief power.
Well,
Yes.
you're already playing as a battle droid because you're on the Federation side.
Then
so.
yeah. Oh, okay. So if that's the case, then yeah, that makes sense. You just fucking legion yourself into another robot. You're just like, it's fine.
There are no strings on me.
Oh, I get it. It's the Ultron. It's Legend of Ultron, Majora's Mask. That was my favorite holiday movie. Ada, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
I actually
to shift subjects.
I actually really enjoy watching It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Merry
that movie.
Christmas, you beautiful cow.
I always say that at some point. Merry Christmas, you old couch.
Does he say that in the movie?
No,
Or is that just a Mystery Science
yeah, it's a
Theater?
Mystery Science Theater bit.
Oh, okay.
But he does run around going Merry Christmas to like just random people.
Merry Christmas to the medieval worldview.
Merry Christmas, Harvey.
I had a teacher for Western Civ in college who sounded and looked like Jimmy Stewart, and he was always talking. I love that class. Real talk. I learned a lot in that class. But he was always talking about the medieval worldview, and he sounded like Jimmy Stewart.
Listen there, kid. You're gonna learn about the
Merry Christmas, Black Plague.
Merry Christmas, you plague. You think the teacher's still alive, or you think he's gone the way of James Isaac Neutron? James Stewart. That's what I meant to say.
Jimmy Neutron's dead. You heard it from us.
Fell out of my mouth.
I don't know. I hope he's still alive. I mean, he was definitely not super young, but he was also not like horribly ancient. So I hope he's still around.
Do you know Jimmy Stewart's last role before he died was Wiley Burp in Five Goes West?
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
It makes that last scene though when Wiley Burp walks off into the sunset. It does make it gives the lens a bit more gravitas to it once you know that he fucking died
Immediately after recording that line.
just like Phil Hartman, he died during recording, so there's a point where Wiley Burp just stops talking.
So they had to repeat, "Look out behind you, kid," 2 times in the movie because he died.
So you haven't
Walk
seen
out into that old sunset.
You haven't seen Wonderful Life. B-Ry, have you seen?
Possibly, but like a million years ago.
Okay. It's the most socialist movie ever.
Oh my God!
And like,
no wonder
in
you like
a great way. Yeah. It fuels the communist trans girl within me that is also outside of me because I am me. Anyway.
Carry on.
Basically, this character that Jimmy Stewart plays has like been running a bank and loan office and for this kind of relatively small town.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's depressed or something, right?
well, he everything is like going relatively fine. The whole kind of thread of the movie is that he's been wanting to get out of this town and like go see the world and travel and do like live his own life.
I'm gonna bet something. Not gonna bet a contender.
But shit keeps happening. Like his dad that runs the place dies, and he has to take it over because so many people rely on it. And it kind of gets to the point where he's lived this very self-sacrificing life for the sake of this community. And then towards the very end of the movie, his
he sells drugs to the community.
He like entrusts the like his uncle or something that helps him run the place with like a lot of money to deposit into another bank so they have stuff to draw from. And
his uncle fucks him over
on accident.
Oh, okay.
He's like this bumbling idiot, and and he's like holding the cash, and he like wraps it up in something, puts it under his shoulder, then puts it down, and then just leaves and forgets about it.
Oh
Uncle Drunky, why'd you do that?
And then later it's like, where's the money? Where's the money?
That's what he wants you to believe. Instead of the 8 pounds of tar heroin resting in his car, he's going to shoot up. Now he's going to have a white Christmas on the white pony. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
that just made
That's
me
in the uncut version.
the uncut cocaine.
The director's cut.
That just makes me think of this super dark American dad joke where they're helped out by some like kindly hobo for like the whole episode, and then at the very end of the episode, like the family's back home, they're like, I wonder where he is right now, and then like you just see him like in a boxcar on a train with like a needle in his arm, completely passed out, and as the train goes over a really high bridge, he just slumps out of the open door.
Oh my God! Oh no! So anyway, Uncle Hobo ruins Jimmy Stewart's life.
Uncle Hobo fucks up the business because he misplaces all this money, and the evil banker, Sludgeworth Q Capitalism.
Played by Danny DeVito.
It's basically that. He's like the ultra capitalist, want to control everything, huge piece of shit, money's the only thing I care about type character. He finds the money that was misplaced.
Oh my God.
Like
money, I'll steal it.
Yeah.
No one will ever know.
And he knows that they're in the situation now, and it's like, you can sell your bank loan to me, and I'll have control over stuff. And he doesn't want to do it because he's just going to abuse it. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this movie,
like you do.
Yeah, but the like final act that is the part that like went into everyone's cultural what's the word?
Norms.
Yeah, the cultural nomenclature that everyone's familiar with is he realizes that all this money is missing. There's no way to get it back except for the fact that he has his life insurance policy on him.
Oh my
God. So if he kills himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't know the movie was that dark.
Yeah, so he's going to kill himself. And
wow.
An angel comes down. And it's like, look, you can't do this because everyone relies on you so much. He's like, they don't rely on me. I didn't do anything for this country or this.
And it's like the whole town. Like, I'll show you what it'd be like if you were never here.
Yeah, I wish I had never been born. It's like, oh, I'll show you
now, that part I did know, but mostly out of osmosis because every single joke about It's a Wonderful Life revolves around that part. Here's what would happen if you never existed. And everybody's life is amazing.
Yeah.
And like that's always the joke. That's always the joke. And you laugh hard because it's funny.
There was a disturbing Rugrats episode like that where I think it was like Chucky or something wished he'd never been born, and then it was shown to him, and like Tommy was some like bullied husk of a child.
Oh my God.
And like Angelica was this blob of a creature. She just like only ate cookies or something.
Oh wait, that's where the famous picture is from of Fat Angelica.
I think that's from something else.
Oh, it is? It's different?
The point is, I remember...
That's inflation art, Taylor.
No, that's not. It's funny. It isn't gross.
I remember the episode as this grayscale nightmare in my brain.
A lot of Rugrats is a grayscale nightmare I half remember.
It just seems like everyone was dying in it. And it was disturbing because they're all babies.
Yeah.
So anyway, an angel comes and tells Jimmy Stewart.
An angel shows up and is like, here's what this whole town would be like if you had never been born. And like everyone's an asshole. The whole town is run by Sludgeworth. There's like prostitutes everywhere.
Hey, this is sounding pretty good.
So it's Grand Theft Auto 3.
It's
Cyberpunk 2077.
No, stop saying things. It's Back to the Future where Biff gets in control.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
It's just that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm real important. You're showing me everything. And then show me the whole life. Merry Christmas, you old angel.
I believe he says those words.
And then he goes home, and the whole community has come together, and they're like, you've helped us out our entire lives. Here's all of our savings to pitch in to help save your business because you've helped us so much.
Right.
And basically the whole community comes together over this. And they all learn a good lesson of what's important.
Right.
Yes.
So what happens to Sludgeworth?
Does
he just keep the money and he's rich?
I forget.
He's just
He was already rich
I
as
keep
hell.
all the money and I face no consequences because I'm rich just like in real life.
Yeah.
He probably like dies off screen. He was like old and in a wheelchair at that point.
Sludgeworth died on his way to his home planet.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He went to capitalist Reagan heaven, and
So you mean
Florida?
he died and went to Florida.
Oh man, it's a wonderful loaf. Okay, well now I know about the movie. I should watch it sometime.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like,
Is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Because the
result from search.
What the
excuse
fuck?
me.
I don't know. My phone decided to yell at me.
What did it search for?
I don't know. Let's find out. What did my phone?
Why did it decide to search?
I don't know. It says 100. Here are some. Well, okay. What it quoted me saying was, "Well, now I know about the movie. I should watch it sometime. Here are some results for the search. 100 must-watch movies. Best movies of all time. From Mary Claire. Thanks." Fuck.
What the fuck? Why is that a feature?
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about It's a Wonderful Lift.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's a pretty good movie if you like it.
What about?
Apparently they wanted to ban it for a while because it had such socialist communist overtones in it. So you know it's good.
Yeah, damn, yeah.
The capitalist man is the bad guy, and all the working people are happy in the end.
Exactly.
Down with this movie. Away with it.
I'm McCarthy when this was topical, and I was still alive and doing this shit, and I hate this.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers.
And you're all blacklisted.
The tyranny of Paul McCarthy. What a terrible time.
I said McCartney, didn't I?
No, you said McCarthy.
Okay.
I was just being stupid.
See, I don't remember. Oh, man. Dang it. It's not even that funny. And when we were talking about Cyberpunk, I was going to retitle the game The Adventures of Brain Dance Maggie, because Rain Dance Maggie is a Chili Peppers song. And that's not even a funny joke.
Merry Christmas!
Sure.
Oh God. Mira, you said what? Okay, so White Christmas, you saw it, but what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Arthur Christmas.
Oh, what's one?
Arthur Christmas.
Arthur Christmas.
It's a really good Christmas movie.
Awesome movie where he's like, and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
No, he's British.
Learn to laugh and play and be British with each other.
That one.
Yes. Okay. That's from the British version of Arthur. It's a little different. It's like the British version of The Office, so it's even less funny.
It's true. I watched a few episodes of it and hated it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Arthur Christmas. If we had more time, B-Rye...
I've talked about it before. I talked about it last year, I'm pretty sure.
We would discuss more about Artemis Christmas.
You watched last year's Christmas episode. It was called... last year's Christmas episode.
But the hour is getting late, though. We all have to tuck in, boys and girls. We gotta tuck into our beds.
Mm-hmm.
We have to.
We gotta leave milk and cookies out for Santa Claus.
Gotta leave milk and cookies out for me, Santa Claus.
Ada, you have to leave. Ada, you have to leave milk and cookies out for the big fat bearded man who walks around your apartment in the middle of the night.
And he's leaving some presents, all right.
Yeah, and I gotta clean them up.
Merry Christmas!
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secret to save the entire human race and the entire universe.